Let's get this party started. All right, all right, all right, all right. You gonna learn today, as they say. Make sure this volume down here. Okay, great. All right, it should be live. Okay, great. All right, Uncle Josh Snell, guys, Power and Profit. Grand evening to you all. And obviously, as always, we send our very best to you and your loved ones, right? As we all begin, to set this evening session in motion. As I always say, it was pretty clear at this point, we are the above average individuals. We are the vanguard of financial literacy. We are the future finance, finance major, so to speak, right? You don't need the 4-year to 5-year degree to be labeled a finance guru. You got to have some knowledge, right? Some great mentorship, right? Some awesome, you know, uh, you know, valuable intel, so to speak. And from there, you'll find yourself again, getting you what's necessarily owed to you in terms of a bag, right? Financial literacy again is the mantra of the day. I'm gonna open up my screen here for a minute. I had a late dinner, guys. You got to forgive me. I was out running errands all day today. All right. So again, power and profit to the family. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, for the students, obviously, introduction to investment workshop. Obviously, we family. We'll do all that kind of student stuff. But the mentoring session, so to speak. Excuse me, there. Drinking my little mango juice. As we get this event on, again, up and running, we have a wonderful, 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 wonderful guest for you guys this evening. I'm honored and I'm humbled to just, be in the social presence of this awesome, woman here. As, we all know that when we are, seeking and, to have that kind of entrepreneur experience in life and, going through the parameters, trying to figure out ways to become successful, right? Well, the greatest thing you can do is surround yourself around successful people. I mean, as simple as that. It's just one of those things that I kind of keep talking about every day. I'm always speaking about, surround yourself with, around with great people, all right? Invoke the kind of energy and or the aura of energy that you want around you daily, right? Live for, for the future value and not just for the moment, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? The whole gauntlet, right? That's dealing with that reality, right? So, tonight, again, having a special guest to come on to speak to you guys, on those parameters, right? And hear, her story of conquering her value of success, right? And, being a great mentor for many others as well. So, it's just a privilege and an honor to have this sister come on. Again, she's very, very busy, busy person. So her time is valuable, like anyone else's that's out there, conquering their, conquering the world and hitting their goals. So it's just, again, I want you guys to definitely soak this information up, and as the description says, obviously talking about the Forex market, things of that nature. The sister again is well versed in a lot of different financial literacy avenues across different asset classes, the whole nine. So again, this is an honor and it's a privilege. So I can't say it no other way. So again, power and profit to you guys. If you can, share this show. All right, this, I guess, the first time you guys are going to actually hear me say share the show, right? Why wouldn't you? All right, so share the show if you feel the need to. Again, I don't hold it to you that you have to. I'm not that kind of person. People that want this information, they'll show up. Those that don't, that's fine too, right? Again, so it's for those that want it, that want, to put themselves in a better position in life. So again, that's what's exciting about this opportunity. That's why we do these things. That's why, it's an ongoing, process. As we always say, trust the process, right? It's nothing more, phenomenal than understanding, again, how to use your best muscle on your body, well, besides the heart, in your mind, right? Mental muscle, to find ways, again, to procure some income, right? Be it supplemental or be it primary. Right. For a lot of us, we use the financial markets for this very reason, right? Because we have realized, in this moment, there's nothing else out here like it. Again, that's if you're doing, Forex, crypto, If you're doing mutuals, if you got your retirement fund, Roth, your TSP, your 401k, the whole nine, right? So again, this is what equity, common stocks, obviously. This is why I keep, reiterating to you guys every single day. You guys are above average individuals. You are exceptional beings, right? There's nothing on the planet more, man, more wonderful than an entrepreneur mindset, right? Nothing more wonderful than that, right? And if you doubt in yourself, there's something wrong, right? Because you was born with that gift. You didn't have to go to university to get this. Trust me when I tell you that. You don't have to go to university to become financial literate. It helps, right? But it's more programming than actually, real world experiences, right? Right. Again, having great mentorship, having, the kind of, I guess, team around you. As my, wonderful sister Monica Lamb always said, get you a team, right? And I was a sister Cheryl too. I was from a Dagger Squad family. They said, get you a team, right? And well, last year was get your team in 2017. We're gonna take this thing into 2018 and say, get your team in 2018, right? So a team is, again, surrounding yourself around great people, great individuals, So again, it's just an honor and it's a privilege to be able to come on, share this stuff with you guys, especially for the guys that's in the Introduction to Investment Workshop. You guys been diligent. You guys been putting in that work. You've been putting in the studying. You've been, challenging yourself. Obviously, it's, again, you don't get this stuff overnight, but you realize that this is a journey, right? It's a life-changing journey, So that's what's very exciting about this opportunity when you become, financial literate, to understand the different asset classes that are out there that you can use to benefit you and yours, all right? Especially your families or, friends, whomever. Again, as I always say, learn it, right? And then go pay it forward. Learn it, conquer it, then go pay it forward, right? That's what this is all about, right? Again, paying it forward. There's other people out there that can benefit from this knowledge. So, it's just one of those things. It's a no-brainer, all right? If you ask me, it's just a no-brainer. So again, I'm just super, super excited to having this sister on. Right, she's super busy, as you can see. She's making moves in the background, right? That's what business people do, right? We don't sit around and wait for things to happen. We go make them happen, right? That's what life is all about, if you ask me. So again, with that being said, we're gonna, give this sister, a warm welcome. She's family here. As I say, with anybody that takes their time to come hang out with us, you become automatic family, right? And again, we're gonna use these moments to keep building on what we've already kind of, set in motion in terms of saying that, we want to be the conquerors of our, our existence. We want to be the author of our lives. We want to be the people, the above average individuals, right? We want to be the people that other people point at and say, see this person here? You can tell they must be doing something good with their life because they can care less what anybody else say about them, think about them, and they're just making moves every day. You barely see them in the same place twice. They're making moves, right? So again, that's exciting, again, just to kind of be in that energy again and surround yourself around with great people. So, so again, we got a few people going to trickle in late. We know it's a Thursday. We know people got family. They got babies to tend to. They got kids to get ready for school. They got spouses to kind of tend to. And they got all kind of stuff going on, right? And they're trying to find time to kind of, sneaky in and out, in and out, whatever the case, we get it, So, that's, again, that just shows, some people just have that level of, value commitment that they want to be a part of something. So when they find the time, they'll make the time. But overall, the greatest thing about it is going to be recorded. So you guys can go back and play this later too. All right. So with that being said, obviously get excited. All right. It's all about the opportunity. So again, like I said before, share the show. If you know anybody that's obviously definitely interested and, want to get some powerful information, definitely, bring them, to the platform this evening. I think I might have shared it in the Discord room too as well. So I think, yeah, Brother Mattel stopped by. So definitely, yeah. All right. So most of them guys should already have it as well. All right, Sister Dhanvanti. So I guess I'm just talking, right? I know you're handling business in the background, so I just want to kind of premise the, the family this evening, but they pretty much, those that's obviously in the course value know what's going on, and they're super excited, obviously, that you share, are sharing some of your time and your wisdom and your knowledge, and your presence, right? To come on and speak to them this evening, concerning, a little bit obviously about yourself, but mostly, it's financial literacy and obviously that stuff for, surrounding the Forex market and, as a whole. But there's so many things that you do, obviously, right? You can't put you in one box and just say, the sister's just good at this. The sister does this, she does that. She does a lot of things. So as you guys see in the description box, we have a small little dossier on the sister. It's obviously more to her than just those little paragraphs and phrases. But again, we'll let her speak on those things, when she comes to the mic. And I know, we have some people, definitely, looking forward to speaking to her. I know Sister Kiana is, she's a Forex trader. She's trying to also tackle the common equity side of the house as well. So that being said, we got family Gordon in the house. Thank you, Over, for stopping by as well. Over Sunline, Over Nicio. We have Over Mateo in the house. Over Derek. I was the Illustrious Kiana in the house. Evil Kiana, right? And I'm pretty sure, like I said, maybe Sunshine and the rest of them guys will probably feel to do it at some point, whatever the case. But for now, we're gonna get this thing rolling because the sister don't have all night. And she's making moves, so we don't want to hold her up. Right. So again, this is a special session. Obviously, it's again wrapped up in the whole ideal of what we're doing in terms of this introduction to investing. Right. So it's just that, it's an introduction. It's to get you guys privy to understand there's so many different asset classes out there that you could be, that you could use to your benefit. Right. So again, that's why I was saying, it's we bring on these different special people to come on and build with you guys. It's just, again, another opportunity to kind of expose you guys to a lot of this knowledge. Right. Some of this stuff you can definitely go, search out on your own, but it's great to have, awesome people that are vetted and, that that are legit, solid people that you can bring before you guys. So for me, again, it's a privilege and an honor. All right. So Sister Dhanvanti, I want to say Dhanvanti, I want to say the name. All right. If you don't mind, may you introduce yourself to the wonderful people and, explain to everybody, or I guess I'm sure they're going to ask questions at some point, but we'll let you have the floor, let you kind of open up and, premise, everything that's awesome about you, obviously. And then we'll kind of go from there. No, is it my volume? Was it? I can't hear you, sis. No, I can't hear you. It might. I don't know if it's. I know Google Hangout sometimes is very janky. Sometimes you got to hit it 2 or 3 times, start over, come back in it. But I can't hear anything. No, it still sounds like a little distortion, or a smaller distortion. I don't know if it's. Let me see if I got anything that might be distorting it too. Go check. 1 second, sis. Make sure. All right, those are muted. Those are mute. Okay. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure those are mute. I have a few screens that were open too. That was earlier trying to set it up. So I think we're good, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get a sister a minute. Once you get her mic position for you guys, give her a second here, guys. All right, so you guys, I know you guys again, had a long day. We had a crazy market today. Right, we saw the Dow bounce back like gangbusters. Right, gave off all that kind of that those gains the other day with the bond market hitting that 3% yield value stressed a lot of investors out totally, and made a lot of people very finicky about trading coming into today. But the futures opened up with some somewhat favorable news only because of earnings. Right, it's earnings season. Right, the best time of the year is earnings season. Right, per quarter, the quarter obviously, but for some of these bigger companies, we get excited because these like little small mini Christmas moments. Like every 3 months you get a new Christmas, right? New stock that's up and running on some valuation of in terms of earnings. So with that being said, again, it's just exciting. So we had some big runners. Again, so me personally, we spoke about the stocks that I traded today. We took Amazon definitely long in the earning. That was a no-brainer. The only reason I'm kind of not so happy about that trade is that the fact that I should have put actually more into that trade, because it was just obvious that they were going to blow through, the numbers, just through the roof. We kind of been, talking about Amazon for quite a while now. And the reasons why we knew that trade was going to be a great one anyway, too, because again, all the different things that they've been acquiescing in, and they're just making moves. They're just buying up everything, right? They spreading their stuff up, across different asset values as well. And, so that was just a great trade. So obviously, you guys probably seen the after hours spiking up near 1640, I believe it topped out somewhere around there, right? So a wonderful, wonderful trade in taking Amazon into earnings. All right. So again, there was several tonight. I mean, the list is just endless this evening. We're gonna have so many stocks to play tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy, right? It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be tearing it up tomorrow. I know you guys are already ready to. You've been studying. All right. Hey, Brother Stock God in the house, guys. There you go. There you go. Family in the house. Thank you for stopping by today, family. I see you, family. Yeah, we got a beautiful sister on this evening, Brother Stock God. We're going to break down a little bit of this Forex market, kind kind of also going to that level of financial literacy. So, you know, as always, we're in the building mode. You know how we are, brother. It's always about teaching, right? It's always about reaching and teaching. So happy to have you stop by as well today, family, as well. So again, you guys share the show if you choose. Obviously, it's not a prerequisite, but we appreciate if you do share the show. You know, get these people, you know, access to this knowledge, right? Again, knowledge is power if you take it serious, right? So let's go, right? So get excited. So
I think I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. There you go.
Okay,
awesome.
Good.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. All right, so I'm gonna shut my mouth, right? And we're gonna let the sister kind of come on again, you know, and build, premise the conversation that we're gonna speak about, you know, all right, concerning, you know, the Forex market and other things that dealing with financial literacy, so to speak, in some ways. And you know, we'll just, you know, take it from there. All right, so the floor is yours, the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Dhanvanti.
Thank you so much for inviting me and for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate being here. I'll start with sort of my background and some of the things I've done. I've been privileged to help 11 people become millionaires. That's kind of where the thing that I think I'm most proud of. Oops, can you see me?
Yes, yes.
You still see me? Okay, good. I had to plug my phone in to make sure I don't lose any power. But one of the things that I did, I started a mastermind group in 2011. I started with my friends, and we decided we were going to become millionaires. And it was a pretty lofty goal. And, you know, honestly, I have to be honest, I was the only one who graduated from that first journey. But since then, I created a proprietary system that I call 20 months to a millionaire, where I help people become millionaires.
Can you explain that one point again? I don't mean to cut you off, but explain that, say that one more time, that line again. That
20 months to a million. Yep. You know, there was a time when it was thought that, you know, it would take years and years and years to amass millions of dollars. But, you know, we've seen the internet change so many industries and make everything go faster. And, you know, everything that we do in our lives has been altered by the power of the internet. And, you know, I'm a very spiritual person. And I think, you know, source, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, whenever we as creators, gods and goddesses, whenever we decide we want something, the universe has no choice but to conspire to give us what we want. And we want more money and we want it faster. Okay. So I knew, because of my spiritual connection, I had a knowing that this money thing can be learned, just like you learn how to cook a meal, just like you learn how to drive a car. You can learn how to attract wealth. And that was what I set out to do. Like I said, I was the only person to graduate. And it actually took me about 24 months to graduate from my own program. But since then, I've helped 11 people become millionaires. And that's the people who actually have $1 million in their bank account.
We got to pause right there. Pause. That's a pause moment, right? See,
okay.
You don't just get to say that like a run-on sentence and just overlook like that's just not nothing, you know, amazing, right? Let's pause right there. Same way, brother, like pause in the block, right? We're gonna pause there, right? So you guys is listening and paying attention in the back chat here. That's why I say you want to share this knowledge, because this is why it's important to realize, again, this is why you want to surround yourself around what? Solid people, right? People that are serious about who they are. So again, let me shut up again and let it go for it. I just want to pause on that moment. And I want you to rewind that part back one more time and go from there, sister, if you don't mind. Appreciate it.
I will rewind that back, because I do think it's an important point. I helped 11 people become millionaires. Now, here's the really interesting part. Here's where it gets real juicy. So there were 11 people who actually have $1 million in their bank accounts in their name that they control. It's theirs, right? This is not like on paper, like they didn't go and mortgage a bunch of houses and so now they're millionaires. This is like liquidity. This is cash, right? That's impressive. But what I think is even more impressive, and what I found the most prolific about the process, is the number of people. So I've worked with over 110 people up to this point. And a number of people, you know, hit the $500,000 mark, $650,000 mark, $750,000. They didn't make it all the way to millionaire, but what they said is, I got it. Like, I can take this from here. You know, you taught me enough. I feel like a millionaire. Even if I don't have $1 million, I feel like I am financially astute. I feel like I'm a good steward of my money. I know how to handle my emotions when it comes to money. And so I feel like I can walk away from this program feeling like I got everything that I came for. But I also had some people who said, you know, I thought I wanted money. That wasn't it. And that is an accomplishment, you know, for people to understand that, you know, money is, it's a product, you know, it literally is a product. And so many people walk around feeling like how much money they have or don't have is a reflection of who they are. It can be a reflection of your emotional state. It can be a reflection of your mental state, but who you are at your core never changes. I don't care, you know, whether you're a millionaire or you're homeless, whether you're a billionaire or, you know, you're still the life force energy that is embodied, you know, in this vessel. So that's the thing that is truly you. And when you empower people like that, what they understand is that they can create anything they want with or without money. And at the time that they decide they want money, they know exactly what to do to manifest that wealth. And that is, to me, the most valuable thing, feeling a sense of security and financial well-being, whether you have it or not.
Facts. And, you know, so I was typing in the back chat, letting everybody know, thank you for stopping by, because this is going to be powerful. And, you know, like you're saying, and, you know, these are the things that we speak about, you know, daily, right? Again, it's a way of life, you know, and for us that, you know, that are, you know, on that journey of so-called on that path of financial literacy, using the different asset classes that are out there to be able to garner, you know, that liquid income, you know, definitely what you're speaking about, you know, to us, I mean, it's like, you know, once you get to this point in your life where you just know, you know, you ready to go, right? It's like your time, right? It's just as your moment, right? And you really own that thing to the degree where it's like putting blinders on, like a horse. You put blinders on that horse, all right? And you know he only has one direction. He or she has one direction forward, right? Right. This is where we are in a lot of ways for a lot of people, especially as investors or as in traders. Obviously, that's synonymous across different asset classes, right? But you trade in Forex or you invest in, or if you're doing crypto, again, there's different asset classes out there, period. But real estate, the whole nine. But basically, again, it starts with self first, right? And one of the biggest things that I'm always speaking about, right, is understanding how to control your psychology, right? Because we know psychology basically is where you get your money for your value, how strong your mentality is, right? And that's just, to me, it's just you can't be successful in life until you learn how to control, obviously self first, self-preservation, right? Get your emotions in check, then get your mind right, then go out there and conquer the world, so to speak. Right. So again,
you conquer the world inside before you conquer the world outside. That's the process. And you were speaking about different asset classes. I did not. The millionaires were not traders. Some of them were. One guy he did cupcakes. He made cupcakes. Like this guy made $1 million. Selling cupcakes. I had a wedding planner that I helped. So these were different. I had a teacher who created a digital curriculum so that students didn't have to deal with books. And that curriculum was picked up by a couple of the school systems around the country. And, this lady is doing TED Talks and speaking now, and I'm so proud of her. But, as a teacher, teachers don't get paid very much. But I was able to help her invent something that we need, and that's going to ultimately be a springboard for other things to happen. That thing that she created is going to create other things, and she will be able to capitalize off of that far into the future. So, it wasn't trading at the time. I wasn't a great trader. I was trading, but I didn't feel confident enough to teach it to other people. These were people who had businesses that they just didn't know how to scale. And so my job was to come in and streamline things and say, okay, what are the five things that you're doing in your business that's going to get you closest to the money? Answering emails all day is not going to get you any money. That is one of those ancillary necessary evils. You can hire a virtual assistant and pay them, $3 an hour. but you don't need to be answering emails. You know, you're an executive, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. And so a lot of it was building people up and letting them know how important they are. And, you know, you're supposed to dress up, come in, close the deal, and your team comes in and does the labor. You got to be out, you know, touching people, because one of the things that I believe that we discount is human capital. If you're not out talking to people all the time, your business is going to suffer, because you can make the best cupcakes. You could be the best wedding planner, but if don't nobody know what you offer, who cares? It doesn't matter. Right. You know, so my thing was building people up so that they understood that what the real money is people. That's what the real money is. This paper stuff that we use, while it's great, you know, we leave our family, we leave our dreams at home, we go to a job, and your employer liquidates your time, your energy, your expertise to, you know, a paper product. And when your employer liquidates that obligation, then your energy and time turns into money. So you are the money, you know? And so if you can streamline how you spend your time, if you can, you know, make sure to have time for yourself. One of the things I say is, what you do away from your business or away from your job contributes more to your job than what you do when you're actually working. The vacations you take, you know, the people that you love, when you're playing with your children, your grandchildren, spending time with your spouse, those types of things enrich you more than, you know, a formal education when it comes to how you show up for your business. And so at that time, what I was really doing was teaching people how to be the gods and goddesses that they are and create the business that they want. You have a vision for your business, you communicate the vision to your team, and you get out of their way and you let them, you know, forward your vision, but with their footprint on it and their version of it, you know, as long as they keep the main things intact. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, if I don't do it, it won't get done right. Well, that's fear talking. Right. If you communicate the vision, if you take the time to hire the right people, nurture them, you know, if you're doing the right things, your vision is going to be carried forward. And so, you know, getting people out of these fear-based thinking and making these excuses, that was mostly what I did at that time. Now, I seem to have attracted a more refined investor. The people who I seem to be coming in contact with now are already seasoned business owners. They make great money, but they're overspending, mismanaging, not budgeting. You know, their investments, they don't allow their investments to mature before they're taking their profits. You know, so it's a little bit different. I guess when I grew, my clients grew. But what I really love is, you know, I'm in IML, I Markets Live, and I have so many brand new, bright and hopeful investors coming into that space. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, even though I love it, it's a lot of adult babysitting that go on because you really have to raise an investor. People aren't born understanding investing. Right. So I'm having to raise investors, but it's some of the best work that I've ever done, because when people realize, when the light bulb comes on and they realize that they are in the flow of all the money in the world, they get it. They get it. And all of the financial anxiety, you just see it melt away. You just see their understanding for, you know, all these years, they believed in lack and scarcity, yet they can go on their cell phone and access a $5.7 trillion a day industry. It kind of lets you know.
Put that number in the context again. Yeah. I'm always telling my guys, you know, my family, when I say my guys, my family, the same thing. What are those numbers again, please?
5.7 trillion a day.
And y'all concerned about
5. So when you encounter something to that magnitude, 5.7 trillion every single day, you know that there's no such thing as lack. You know there's no such thing as scarcity. You know there's no such thing as shortage. That has been fed to people to, you know, control the masses. You know, if you understood your wealth and who you are, there's no way you would do the things that you do to get money. You just wouldn't. Right. You know, you wouldn't put up with what you put up with to get money. So, it's been, being a part of Our Markets Live has been, oh God, it's been one of the best experiences I've had, because when I first encountered Our Markets Live, first of all, I'm one of the pioneers. I was one of the first people to see. I was here in Atlanta. I was contacted by Jewel Tankard. She has a reality show called Thicker Than Water on Bravo. And her and Garrett Roberts came to Atlanta. Actually, they were in Hampton, Georgia, and invited a bunch of us out, people who they felt were heavy hitters, people who were influencers. And we went and we took a look at it. And I was already a well-versed trader. And I'm looking at all of these people in the room. They got this chart on the screen, and these people they're like deadpan. They have no idea what they're looking at. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to sell this? Like, these people have no idea what this is. They have no idea. And so, because I understand time and positioning, I did sign up, but I dropped out because I didn't feel like it was offering people enough. I didn't feel like it had all of the components that a new trader.
Sister Dhanvanti.
So I dropped out.
It's breaking up a little bit, sister.
About 7 months later, a young lady, Dawn $1 Million Wilson, she came back to me and she said, I don't know, you might want to take a look at this. They got some new stuff. I was blown away. I mean, when I say this is a world-class educational system. Breaking up?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it was breaking up just a little bit. And it was coming.
You said it was breaking up? I didn't hear you.
It was breaking up a little bit. It was pinging a little bit, but it was coming through a little bit. So I was trying to just tip you a little bit. But you was in the meat, the meat of the bill, and it was getting good, right? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. It was breaking up a little bit on the back end, but you can still hear it coming through. Like I didn't want to miss none of that. I joke like when they be talking like hold up, you don't want to stop it because they're going in, but you're like, no, I want to hear this though.
Now I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now? Is it still breaking up? Can you guys
right
guys in the back chat, can you guys hear us a little bit? You said if you guys can hear me,
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Okay. Can you guys also hear the sister Dhanvanti as well, guys? You said it's lagging a little bit. She said, someone said is she lagging or is it just me? It may be a little lag. Let's see here. We'll work through it though, because again, this is good information. we want all this knowledge, right? Right. So I know you guys are very, very focused and tuned in. So just want to make sure everybody got. So guys, if you can hear me and you also can hear the sister, press 1. Press 1 if you can hear both of us. And if there is a little lag, obviously prompt us and let us know, and we'll see if we can kind of correct it. Right. We'll see what we can do. If not, we'll make the best of it. We'll make the best of it. Right, so you can hear now, Sister Kelly, so you can hear now. Mateo, you say it's a little lag. Brother Alonso, okay, so you guys can hear a little bit now. Okay. Yeah, just give us a minute. We'll get it together. All right. See, sister, she got one of them, penthouse type place. She's so high up in the sky, the cell phone signal don't, internet don't work too high. She stay, she live way up in. All right, so give us a second. We'll get it popping here. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for stopping by. I rarely ask this. You guys definitely share the show tonight if you can. There's some people out there that could definitely benefit from this knowledge. As we all can. Again, as I always say, man, knowledge is power, right? And we speak truth to power every day because, again, this is what we are here trying to acquiesce. So by that very token, again, surround yourself around great people, right? That's what this is all about. So again, we just honored to have the sister on. So we're gonna let her, continually build in here. Then we obviously we kind of go into some Q&A with you guys. I know you guys got a ton of questions, right? You want to ask some very pertinent questions. Again, so as you can see, there's a parallel into a lot of the things that the sister's talking about. When we're speaking about obviously investing and trading and the different asset classes, Go ahead, sister. I'm sorry.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, crystal clear. Crystal clear.
Okay. So what I did was I did call. I think that'll.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it came through very clear. It's probably
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yes. Yes. Sounds really good. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So we're gonna
Okay,
go.
so you can hear me, but are you able to see me?
No, it has your avatar up now, so you
Oh,
would have to probably press your screen on the Google Hangout thing. It'll cut on your camera. If not, right now your avatar just showing
no, I think it's probably better to leave the camera off.
because it's
I think that was the problem before.
gotcha tracking.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I don't remember where I was. Oh, I was talking about the fact that when I encountered iMarkets Live, I was looking to teach people to trade, and people felt like what I was charging was prohibitively expensive, especially since no one really understood what Forex is. Like they're like, okay, I'm going to pay you $7,000 and learn what? Like I don't even know what this is. And what got me excited about IML when I took a look at it the second time was that I realized I can still teach this, but I don't have to create any content. I don't have to create videos. I can just supplement what's already there. I can, go ahead and, talk to people about it, open up their minds to it, bring them to this platform, and then allow them to use my industry knowledge and my expertise and my time in the game to propel them into success in their trading business. And most people, I think it's literally like 90% of people aren't successful with trading. Well, that's because most people are self-taught. And there are so many variables to trading. I watched one broker literally spike the market. A lot of new traders don't understand market manipulation. I watched a broker spike the market 3,000 pips down and 3,000 pips up, and it was very disheartening because they call that stop hunting.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, so all right, for those who don't understand the value of Forex, the Forex market, that's why a lot of them here too. Right, they put on that too. So, like same way we kind of say, points or basis point when we talk about common equity stocks or whatever the case, So, could you just give a little background in terms of IML, basically what that that symbol value means, and then also the value in terms of the pips. Just going into that if you can.
Right. Okay. So, iMarkets Live is a online web-based education platform. Is basically a school, and there's a reason why I might sound redundant saying online and web-based, but a lot of times when I say web-based, people think they have to go somewhere like to a school and get online and take these classes. This school literally comes to you. You log on into your back office once you get signed up. You log on into your back office, and what they provide is about 175 hours a week of Forex training. And this is live stream training. So there are around 30 educators in the back office. And they're up sometimes 2:00 in the morning, right? Educating people about trading in the Forex market. You get to literally look over their shoulder and watch them place trades. They're explaining to you why they're making the decisions they're making, what they see happening in the market. They're talking about fundamentals and they're talking about technical analysis. And, you can literally ask questions. You do it, in a chat session. And you're online with other traders who, one of the things that's really important to a person's trading career is having camaraderie, having other people to talk this language to. There's so few people trading that it can be really lonely. It can be really, really lonely. So, there's the camaraderie. And so that portion of the platform, the live stream training, is called IML TV. Now, there are about 60 videos. That's where most people, get started. That's where you kind of cut your teeth on the training. You learn all of the vocabulary, the verbiage. The videos are about 10 to 15 minutes long each video. So, you know, it's pretty idiot proof. Like, even if you have a super short attention span, and if you do, there's no slight. That's just kind of, we're conditioned that way nowadays, you know. Yeah, it's just kind of part of society. So, but they thought about that. You know, they thought about the fact that, you know, too much of this information at one time can be it can be overwhelming, and it can be discouraging. So they literally made every single video, with the exception of 2 videos, and those are the mindset and motivation videos. Every other video is 15 minutes or less. So, you know, you're not going to be completely overwhelmed and inundated with information. And they're short enough that you can watch them over and over and over, because there's 2 ways we learn, repetition and impact. And so, you know, repetition, I think, is what we prefer. Honestly, people think we want, you know, quantum leaps and quick change. I believe quantum leaps are overrated. I don't think anybody likes to change things at breakneck speed. It happens, but most people don't like it. So they really thought about the best way for a new trader to get this information in, you know, at a good pace, at their own pace. So there's the live stream, then there are the videos, like I said, about 60 videos that you can watch over and over and over. Now, the thing that excites me about the learning process is that this is a very unique school. So, you know, when you went to school growing up, you got A's and B's, you know. At this school, you get money. So this is the kind of school I like. When you're doing well in this school, you get paid, because they have some earn while you learn products. We have our harmonic scanner, which basically scans all the currency markets for patterns. You know, there's patterns that exist in everyday life. And if you can figure out the pattern, and you know, you can position yourself, whether you are buying or selling a particular asset, if you position yourself properly, you stand to make profits. And so the harmonic scanner just kind of gives you a guide as to where you need to enter the market, how to mitigate your risk, and when and where to take your profits. So, you know, they're basically doing the work for you. I mean, you know, these harmonic patterns, most people who know how to find harmonic patterns, they spend hours doing analysis. And so you have a computer algorithm that's 85% accurate that can figure out those patterns for you. And all you do is, you know, make sure that you check all the other, what we call confluences. That's, you know, you go down a checklist basically, and you kind of make a case for getting in on the trade. And once you make your case and everything looks right, you've you know, figured out how much you want to risk, then you place your trade. And so, you know, you're not just learning, you're earning.
Is that harmonic scanner, is that proprietary to the IML platform itself, or is that something that you guys?
It is. The harmonic scanner is proprietary to iMarkets Live. iMarkets Live owns it. It is not a third-party product. Now, there are other scanners out there. They do exist, but they have different degrees of accuracy. The particular harmonic scanner that I'm speaking of, with 85 to 90% accuracy, is proprietary to iMarkets Live.
Nice. So again, and in relation to, you know, when we, you know, speaking about common stocks, for some of you guys, obviously a lot of you guys in here does common stocks traders as well, or common equities traders as well. Some of you guys are obviously definitely interested in Forex too. What you're seeing, again, from a lot of ways, a lot of stuff is just parallel in terms of the, you know, the ebb and flow of value in terms of how you go about your daily value in trading, right? We're constantly looking for what? Patterns, trends, right? Basically, the market as a whole is just one big, you know, hodgepodge of understanding patterns and trends, right? We know there's several different catalyst values that kind of move the market in certain aspects, right? Be it global, you know, geopolitical kind of realities, right? Be it, like the sister said, you know, people coming in, always spiking the market manipulation, even from that value, right? Then you have, sector scenarios like, and the Forex case, obviously, it will be, you know, currency, you know, inflation or deflation value, right? Talking about different level of exchanges and currencies, right? The USD versus, you know, the euro and things of that nature. But what you see even from a common stock trader is that you see that parallel anyway when you think about looking at, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're looking at the futures market, right? You're seeing what the Nikkei did, You're seeing what Europe put up obviously prior to the market, and then from there you start to say, okay, well where does the USD dollar fit in that? Is the dollar up today or is the dollar down today? Right? Is gold up today or is gold down today? Obviously, as we've been also seeing now with crypto being one of those new kind of commodity, quote unquote commodities out there now that they kind of put into that commodity bracket. When we start seeing the USD dollar, hurting or tanking because of all this kind of threat of war, so to speak, things of that nature, now you're starting to see that crypto and the gold as a whole starts to move now, right, in unison to that value of the USD dollar being, going through its little, flux moment. So again, that's interesting. I just want to parallel that with you guys, because I'm pretty sure you guys see this stuff anyway when you're trading, and hearing her speak about the patterns and the trends, right? The same things we look at, when we're doing our chartings for certain stocks, so to speak. And this is somewhat the same thing when you talk about Forex in a lot of ways. So, and that's why I keep saying, don't limit yourself just to one side of the market. Forgive me, guys, my phone is gonna get it, so they're charging. But don't limit yourself to one side of the market, right? Learn different asset classes for that same reason, right? And then spread your money across different asset classes, so that way, when we talk about having multiple streams of income coming in, right? You're using different asset classes to kind of get you a bag. You're not just limited to one level of understanding how get money this way and this way, only. As you heard the sister say, again, the sister out there building millionaires, right? All these people are not, obviously traders, but the one thing that they all have in common, I'm pretty sure she probably agree with, is that they learn how to invest in themselves, right? And for anybody to be successful, obviously, even in the market, across different asset classes, that you learn how, once again, must learn how to invest in yourself first, right? Trusting yourself, right, so to speak, right? Believing in yourself enough to know that you can and will get it done, right? Under extreme pressure or whatever, or not so much pressure. But again, that's why I always keep saying, but this is just my opinion when I say this, but once you become an investor or a trader, again, you can invest in many other things besides just the market, but just that whole mentality of an entrepreneur, investor, right? I mean, you putting forth, you engage in other people at different asset classes, to reap a benefit of, seeing them grow or potentially, expand their horizon, so to speak, right? There's no better feeling or better business value than that, right? As I like to say, it's the best online business ever, especially when it comes to investing and trading, because again, your overhead is literally nothing, right? Again, Wi-Fi signal, cell phone, laptop, tablet, computer, right? Some knowledge and some capital, and then you can go to work. You can go to work, and you can do this anywhere around the world, as long as you have those things, in your arsenal, and you're not geopolitically locked to no one particular location. That's why I say it's exciting, right, to understand that, again, as an investor, as a trader, again, be it Forex, again, crypto, however, or if you're just out there, making, investments into people, you're not locked into one scenario. As you was hearing her say, again, these people have different varieties of, business practice, but again, they all still have that same passion, again, to be, successful, and they trusted themselves and invested within themselves, and now it's paying it forward. So I just wanted to add that to it again. But yeah, you're hitting some, key points that are just on point. Some of the things that we kind of speak about a lot, when this introduction to investment workshop, in terms of how important it is to kind of keep these kind of creeds or these covenants, close by, to stay disciplined, throughout your journey. And I think that's what's going to make us successful. So I'll let you keep going. And I'm going to grab my phone real quick before I go off again and embarrass me. So I'm going to let you keep going, sister.
Okay, so one of the things that that I wanted to do is to make sure that I thoroughly, explain the Forex market. So the Forex market is, like I said earlier, all of the money in the world. That's all of the currencies. We're talking the New Zealand dollar, the Mexican peso, the African rand, the pound, the euro, every single paper currency that is in existence can be traded on the foreign exchange market. But then you add to that all of the metals, so gold, silver, platinum, copper, palladium, and then of course you have natural gas, crude oil, and even the cryptocurrencies are being traded on the foreign exchange. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can actually trade stocks on the foreign exchange. You trade the indices. So, the foreign exchange market dwarfs all other markets. It's larger than, the futures market, the stock market. When you are buying stock, when you're buying and selling stock, You're buying and selling portions of businesses. You're buying and selling portions of companies. When you're trading in the foreign exchange market, you are buying and selling portions of countries. You are literally buying and selling portions of a country's gross domestic product. So this is how governments invest. This is how large corporations invest. So when you're in the foreign exchange market, you stomping with the big dogs. This is a big deal. Now, we have a lot of what we call retail traders, coming into the market. That's just regular people like me and you, at our laptops, at our computers, or on our cell phones, placing trades. That's only 1% of the foreign exchange market traders. The big market movers are, like I said, corporations and countries. This is how the already wealthy get wealthier, is in the foreign exchange market. So, banks trade in the foreign exchange market. So if you want to, become wealthy, you look at what the wealthy are doing, and you do it too, right? But the thing is, there is definitely a learning curve. What confuses a lot of people is because currencies are traded in pairs, okay? And when you're trading, there is no physical aspect. But what I try to do is bring it down to a physical aspect so that people can understand it better. So if you travel abroad and you were to leave the United States and go to Japan, you have to change your US dollars to Japanese yen, because they don't value US dollars in Japan. They value the yen. They have a different value system. And so when you go to the currency exchange, you're going to give them your US dollars, and they're going to give you a certain amount of yen, an equitable amount, not an equal amount, but an equitable amount. And when you're doing that, you're literally buying and selling in one transaction, because you're giving them your US dollars, they're giving you back some yen. So you're selling the dollar and you're buying the yen. So in a physical sense, it's just an exchange. You're buying money, right? You're just buying money from another country. When we trade on our laptops and our computers, there is no exchange. There's no physical exchange. You can literally sell things that you don't own, and that is what's magical about trading. You get to sell stuff you don't own. And so basically, how that happens is, so you're saying, listen, broker. So you're going to put your money with a broker, which is just a fancy bank. I'm sure most of the people on this call know what a broker is, but just in case someone, brand new to investing is listening to this, you're going to put your money with a broker, your risk capital. Don't, trade the rent money or the car note money. You should have a bank of money, a fund that is strictly for investing purposes, that if you lost it, it wouldn't put you in financial straits. It wouldn't put you in financial ruin. So you're going to take your risk capital or your investment capital. You're going to place it on deposit with your broker. And the broker is not going to take money out of your account when you place a trade. What they will do is they will loan you money, which is what we call leverage. So even though you have, a few $100s in your broker account, when you use leverage, what you're doing is you are maximizing your deposit. So if you're doing a 500 to 1 leverage, that means for every dollar that you deposit, you control $500. So, that's pretty cool. Some brokers will even match your deposit. Some brokers will even, you put in 500, they'll put in 500. You put in 2,500, they'll put in 2,500. So again, you can see that there is no such thing as lack, not really, unless you're moving in that space, unless you believe in lack and shortage and scarcity, then that may be true for you. But when you're operating in the foreign exchange market, there's no such thing as lack and shortage. So you've deposited your money and you're going to make a speculation about how a particular currency will perform against another currency. So you're looking at whether the dollar is going to increase in value faster or slower than the yen. And so if you believe that the US dollar is going to increase in value faster than the yen, you're going to communicate that to your broker. by entering a buy order, because you expect for that particular currency to increase, right? And when you place that buy order, what you're essentially doing is you're buying it at the lower price. And when that currency hits the higher price that you speculate, you're going to sell it back to the market for the higher price, and your broker is going to pay you the difference. And most people don't understand that that's what's happening, but that's basically what it is. You're going to enter the market at the lower price, but you're going to sell your asset at the higher price when it reaches what we call your take profit. So you're not physically buying and selling, you're speculating that if I speculate that this currency is going to rise in value over a particular period of time, and I'm correct, you're going to pay me for my correct speculation. And so, when you understand how it all works, it's pretty easy to look at these patterns, look at these trends, and go in with confidence and make these speculations and make your money.
Facts. And again, you just, you just literally laid out, an investment guide for anyone at a novice position, even for some of those that are more at an intermediate level, even to advanced that. Sometimes we lose a little bit of that focus along the way and understanding what we're doing as investors and traders, how important it is to realize exactly what you're doing day over day, so you never lose focus of that. And again, that parallel between understanding the different exchanges out there to how they relate to a regular common equity stock itself. It's literally the same thing. You're doing, you just network class value, investment source, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say that everything that we do it carries a value. We live in the world of wealth, and so every move that we make has some level of value. And so if we're really looking to be serious investors, our job is to always be looking for the value. Our job is to always be looking to turn, whatever money vessels are around us in our direction. Like, you have to really be an opportunist if you're going to be, a serious, profitable investor. You need to be looking for the value in everything. The most millionaires and billionaires are created during recessions.
Right.
So when you understand that everything, fear of the people's fear has a lot of value. People will pay a lot to relieve themselves of fear and anxiety,
Right.
And so, that's why what news stories are coming out affects the market. What they call it, we're in a slow economy. Economy is personal. So if you're feeling like you don't have a lot of money, you may have a lot of money. Doesn't matter. If you don't feel like you have a lot of money, you're not going to spend it. You're going to tighten the purse strings. You're going to be very hesitant to make any major purchases or do anything that seems too risky. And if you and several other people do the same thing, that's when you start creating a collective economy. And when you understand that, you know how to operate and move, in our economy. The reason why the United States is such a powerful entity, such a superpower, is because we have a large mass of consumers. And because we have such a big base of consumers and very few investors, what happens is other countries sell the stuff that they manufacture to us. We don't really manufacture much of anything here in the States anymore, because hey, if your people are going to make it, guess what? Our people are going to buy it. And so when you get that and you understand that you've been sort of programmed to spend, work for it and spend it. That's the two things you've been taught about money. When you start to look for opportunity, when you start to look for investments, you understand that spending is a disposal of your money. Spending is that you're going to a merchant and you're saying, I would rather have that item than this money. And when you get that, and you understand that there are these markets, these vessels where you can put your money to work and you can direct your money to go out and gather more Bitcoin and bring them back to you. When you understand that you have that power, you will always win when it comes to money.
Facts. Facts. And I just want to interject and also in a good way and say this is exactly why, you know, when I speak on these kind of same topics, to that understanding the value of financial literacy and understanding that your money is more than just paper weighted, you know, values of ink and you know, all this bravado and hype and, you know, all these things that make money control you more or less than you controlling the money itself. Based what I'm saying, it's the one reason why most people out here are living in a wealth of debt, because they don't understand how to use their money as a tool, which it is, to help them become more financially stable in life, to pretty much find financial literacy by understanding that when you think about being an entrepreneur, right? When you think about being an entrepreneur, everything you do, every move you make is geared around making sure you double that, or you triple that, or you kind of keep building on that, you're exposing yourself to the opportunity through, right? So when you think about your money, like I always say, your money is pretty much your employees, right? How well you take care of your employees is going to determine whether or not you keep your lights on in your business, how well you're going to continue to grow in the future, et cetera, et cetera. Also, your money is like pretty much your soldiers, right? If you send your soldiers to battle, no weapons, half trained, et cetera, et cetera, they're going to get demolished out there on this battlefield in the world, right? So again, these are some of the things that we keep, continually speaking about, that, you need to realize that, having capital, especially liquid capital, right, is like, that's, you need to look at that. Like, this is my opportunity to go, to grow from here, right? This is my opportunity to put this to work basically for me, as opposed to let me just go liquidate it on some, high margin price value item that's not even worth the price, of tea in China, so to speak. And you're not getting a fair exchange, right? You're paying a high inflated rate on some goods, right? And it's been marked up, 5x, 10x, sometimes, crazy numbers in some cases. And yet you finna give away, your hard-earned so-called money that you can put to work to go out and, build other money with, which also will alleviate you having to pay the high margin price item for, and then you can walk away more like a winner than just losing all the time. And that makes sense, so to speak, in a lot of ways, guys. So as I always keep saying, put your money to work, for you, right? Let your money go out there and do the bidding for you. Put it in the right places, and then let it go aggregate and bring back other monies, right? Let it go out there and find new friends, right? So it can come back and introduce them to you, so to speak, in a lot of ways. So again, she's hitting it, every nail on the head. Some of the things we've been discussing for the longest time, and it's great to have a very esteemed financially astute person come on that obviously you guys are as well in the back chat. But again, that's why I say it's a communal scenario. It's a community. It's us sharing our wealth, and we speak in the kind of lingo that most people don't even understand. It's hard to even have these conversations with a lot of your peers and your friends that don't understand this on this side of the house. It's like foreign, conversations to them. And it can be a lonely scenario. Like she said, sometimes you're trading, you just kind of, you by yourself, whatever the case. But again, just understand you're here for a reason. Right? You're on this journey based what I'm saying for a reason. And that's what's going to be the one, again, determining fact that's going to, catapult you into financial literacy by staying the course, obviously due diligence, the whole 9 things of that nature. But I can't stress it enough, man. You're on point. You're on point, sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
You get it. These are the things that we constantly keep having to reiterate, because we know it's like, as I always keep saying, one of my little favorite slogans, I like, Sister Dhanvanti, I say repetition becomes repertoire, right? Repetition becomes repertoire, right? The more you do something over and over again, like she's talking about patterns and trends, the more it becomes like a repertoire bag that you pick this thing up like riding a bicycle, right? And the more you expose yourself to, financial literacy, the more you expose yourself to, the different asset classes, just building and growing and investing as a whole, the more it become like a way of life for you. It's like you can't see yourself not getting up every day going, to go chase that bag, so to speak, because it's out there. Again, $5.7 trillion of globally transacted around the world daily. And I ask people, every day, what part of that are you getting from it? Are you getting it from the worker bee side of the house, meaning from your elbow grease and knees and blowing your back out and being, the step and fetch, or are you getting it from the entrepreneur side of the house as an investor, as a so-called contracted board member when you buy these different asset classes? And that's what separates people that are serious about growing wealth as opposed to those who just want to, be comfortable, just getting by, So yeah. But yeah, keep building, sister. Let me shut up.
Oh, well, I think it is. I think it's important to, when we have these conversations, we have to make sure that we're edifying, what each other is saying, because, like I said before, it can be repetition or impact. And unfortunately, a lot of people learn by impact, meaning they come into the foreign exchange market, not respecting the powerful force that it is. And unfortunately, they think it's a get rich quick scheme. They think it is a lottery ticket, and they have an unfortunate yet impactful experience of losing a lot of money because they don't respect the power that is all the money in the world. And so, when you talk about emotional and mental fortitude, when you're talking about, changing your priorities from spending and getting and, hoarding a bunch of stuff that, is going to be out of style, or, and we live in a technologically advanced society. So the things that you buy today are paperweights by tomorrow, like literally nothing lasts. And so if you're ready to really seriously invest, you want to, shift your priorities from buying and getting and hoarding to investing. I think for melanated people specifically, one of the things I think would serve us is if we began to look generations forward. I talk to my people all the time about having a money collection. And, I'm speaking more than just money in a savings account. A money collection is money that you have no intention of touching ever. That money is for future generations. That money
not to cut you off, but our $5 a day saving plans that I keep speaking like it's a religion. Put away $5 a day and do it like it's like your life depends on it. Set it and forget it. Let that compound interest take its course, and you will find yourself 5, 6, 10 years from now. I tell you what. Yes, keep building this.
You're going to build something today that you will never benefit from. Your great grandchildren will benefit from that. I said the other day, I said, my great grandchildren are going to be like, man, grandmama was great. My picture is going to hang in the foyer of all of the family mansions because, it is my intention to create a level of wealth that means my grandson will never fill out a job application ever, unless he wants to, unless there's some compelling reason for him to do that. He will be able to make choices based on what he feels is interesting and fun, and not based on lack and scarcity. And so, I want to put my people as a whole, this whole entire people group, I want to put us in position to finally be able to really put our footprint on the planet. One of the things that's really disheartening, and I promise you I'm going somewhere with this, this really is going back to the foreign exchange market, but one of the things that's really, really disheartening is all of the inventions that we create. And those inventions are misappropriated. We create things all the time out of need because we don't have something, maybe we don't have a particular modern convenience. And so, we just doing our survival thing and we create something and it works. And then, these other people groups see that and take it and put their stamp on it, and, we don't look at ourselves and our inventions as money. But now we have a wonderful technology. We have a wonderful technology that we call blockchain. Okay. And blockchain is the basis for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. But there are applications for blockchain that people are overlooking. And I think it's really important specifically for us to get out in front of this, because one thing about blockchain is it's permanent. So if you have created something, written a book, or written a song, and you can't afford to necessarily go through the trademark process, the patent process, or the copyright process. Guess what? You put it in the blockchain. You put it in the blockchain. It's there. It's yours. It's documented forever. No one can change it. It's there. And guess what? Now you can speak freely about your inventions. You can show these things to people, and you can capitalize off of it, not having to worry about someone else, absconding with your great ideas. We everything hot comes from us. Everything that they want to test, when they want to see if something's going to work in the marketplace, they bring it right to the hood.
Yes. Consumer,
right? Using that. And because they know we got money and we're going to spend it, and they can, test things and see, how well it's going to sell and all of that. Well, we can do that in some of our own neighborhoods. The stuff that we like, the things that we enjoy, we have to, if we're going to be spending, we need to be spending with one another. We need to be, coming together. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was saying group economics. You're speaking my language. You're one of my master teachers of Dr. Claude Anderson. So that's, the term of the essential, group economics.
Group economics. And the beauty of it is we now have a system that is a peer-to-peer system. Again, we have blockchain that is a peer-to-peer system that, eliminates governments, eliminates these systems that have, excluded us, not only excluded us, but have consistently changed the game up so that, certain people can never get in and take advantage of, the things that we have that can protect us, these protective measures. Because money is made before money is made. When you think of an idea, you write a book, you have a product, a song, a poem, that's money, right? But if you never get it to market because someone else decides that they're going to put their name on it because they can't afford to do a patent or a trademark or copyright, well, now we don't even have to worry about any of that. And when we start utilizing things, for in our favor, because again, it's not very many people talking about that side of blockchain. Everybody's looking at crypto, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. I love crypto, but there's a side to it that we can take advantage of that no one's paying attention to. And I'm trying to educate people so that, we may end up, erecting some sort of mechanism where we record people's ideas, inventions, works of art outside of the patent system, the copyright system, or the trademark system.
You own it. And that's so true because, again, as for some of you guys also that are, familiar with, the crypto space and the blockchain technology value as a whole, the one underlying thing that we all, have an affinity to it for whatever various reason that is understand that it's a decentralized value, right?
Mm-hmm.
People coming together with a lot of ingenious, opportunity to share amongst each other, where it's excluding somewhat the middleman, right? The leak,
Mm-hmm.
the parasitical value that comes from, people always want to regulate and tax something in a way where it chokes out the average person from becoming financially, well off, and not have to deal with having to, give away a lot of their genius, obviously in terms of monetary value and also their intellectual property in a lot of ways to these other people that are going to take these ideas, excommunicate them out to, Silicon Valley or wherever else, so they can turn around and build that prototype off your idea or your genius, and then turn around and sell it back to you, right?
Yep.
If you didn't move fast enough to get your trademark or your patents or your, things that nature to kind of, lock in your creativity, right? Or your invention, so to speak. And, and that's why I say, man, a lot of people obviously push back on, crypto, but they understand it's more than just the currency value in terms of cryptocurrency. The blockchain as a whole in itself is where the future is at.
Yes.
Regardless if Bitcoin go up or go down or go sideways, does not negate the fact that this network node network asset class value is something that, again, the central bankers are afraid to see coming to fruition in a lot of ways. But at some point, it's like you can't beat them, you got to join them. And that's basically what you're starting to see now. they're starting to what, get invested in the space now, right? And a lot of, again, average folk that may be in so-called, quote unquote, I hate using this terminology, but third world countries, these people are now getting a chance to get what, that fair dollar value, that strong, value in terms of it being a, a communal currency value, and they can use that, that currency value in their, countries, in ways that they never thought they can, under the, their different so-called exchange currencies, value, so to speak, if that makes sense, so to speak. They're getting, as you know, they're getting the short end of the stick, right? When you think about America, as a whole, doesn't necessarily, really export nothing. It's just a more service-based industry country as a whole. They've been sold out the factory, so what are you producing here, really? Right. So all the raw materials are coming from China, Africa, South America, places like that. But they're paying these people like pennies on the dollar for their products and their services, and they're coming back here inflating it like through the roof, 5x, 10x, crazy numbers, and then selling it to you as the consumer because, again, you don't understand leverage and margins and, market cap, all these kind of things that, it's important to understand about financial literacy, pretty much how the world works in a nutshell. So again, the blockchain is revolutionizing that in a way where you can go get something, or you can find value in your intellectual property, put it inside of the chain again, like itself, and then, benefit from sharing it with other people that have a like-minded interest in it in a lot of ways, and then not necessarily have to deal with that middleman, right? So again, you're on point as always, but this is why I enjoy the value of understanding what it really entails to be, and again, as an investor, as a trader, because you're starting to be exposed to this stuff, right? A lot of us would not be exposed to this, had we not, took a chance to say, well, okay, let's see what's going on with this, investing stuff, so to speak, for whatever reason, or for however, you kind of looked at it. But again, it opens you up to so much more. It really does, and it your knowledge base increases, daily, because there's so much surrounding it that you just pick it up on just by being around it, so to speak, and then it just, it just takes off from there. So, but yeah, I support that 1,000%, man. You speaking my language because I know people get kind of in their feeling, no, man, stuff is just, it's a scam. It's this, okay, yeah, you may have some, against the coin, but it does not negate the value, again, of the blockchain. That's what's important. That's what people are excited about it, because they know, I think about some of these common stocks now that are actually going into the crypto space. We saw that all of the end of like Q4 last year, right? All these companies all of a sudden just jumped up and started being blockchain integrated. They put blockchain all into their name. They changed they went to DBA in their business. Right now they got a blockchain underlying subsidiary off their parent company. And it was like we saw companies that was selling tea. Now all of a sudden they became a tea company, blockchain, so and so, so and so. It was just it was crazy. But what they realized at the end of the day is again that they know that this technology, right, this network value technology is here to stay, and it's not going anywhere, right? So it's like, you either, again, you can't beat them, better join them, right? Because you see that's where a lot of the money is going. And now they kind of touch on this, guys. This is why you got these big whale type investors are finally coming online. We just had the conversation about a couple of weeks ago. I was telling you guys, George Soros just started coming online to invest in the crypto. Not only that, when he put it out there that he was going to start investing in the particular crypto and start looking into it, he instantly right got his so-called buddies in terms of the Rockefeller Institute and the Rothschilds to also come on board and come online. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing in a lot of ways, because we know these are the central banker mentality people that are out there that are controlling a lot of the the monetary flow around the world. And once again, they're taking a lot of people's intellectual property and putting it into this debt note in terms of this USD dollar value, which again is not backed by anything. Right, again, so they're stripping from the little people and keeping us kind of fighting for crumbs, so to speak. But again, we need to keep focusing on the technology value of it, right? Beyond just the coin itself or the altcoins or whatever. Focus on the technology, guys. That's where your mind need to be, on blockchain. I'm gonna have somebody come on that's very blockchain, orientated, super intelligent. If you want to call a nerd when it comes to the blockchain, he gonna break that stuff down to the T. You hear the sister, she going in on it, So again, this is why I love these moments for this reason. So, all right. So yeah, keep going, Sister Dhanvanti. I'm sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. This is a really
right.
I want to touch on this idea that that I keep hearing. People with this whole scam thing. That one of the things that I recognize is that every time some new technology is presented to us, we are not early adopters of new technology, and that's a problem. It's a big problem. So we need to be more open-minded. I can't tell you how many people, I've introduced Forex to, and they thought it was a scam. And some people say, well, is that a pyramid scheme? And I have to look at them and say, do you actually know what a pyramid scheme is? Most people,
Exactly.
they use the terminology, but they don't even know what it is. And I find myself having to educate people, and my thing is, if you don't know, just say you don't know. But because you don't know doesn't mean something is a scam.
Yeah, by default,
and
right?
Yeah, that's not the case. You need to talk to some people. I think everybody should have a mentor or two or three, if you can get it, that's way, 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 way wealthier than you. And and when these new technologies and new opportunities come forward, you can have people that you trust and that care about you, and you can ask these questions and you can get these answers instead of looking crazy because you keep hollering scam. I remember people thought Windows 95 was a scam. I mean, my grandmother did not want. She didn't want to have nothing to do with a computer. She didn't want to have nothing to do with the internet. Like, it was the devil. And
Right.
now you basically can't live without it. Like, you basically, unless you just go live off the grid somewhere, you pretty much got to use the internet, like, for everything. So, we need to be a lot more actually, open-minded, and we need to be willing to step into these new spaces and places and take our rightful place,
Right.
as inventors and as progressors. Some of these technology we can progress, but if we stand back and holler scam at everything, it's gonna be a problem. A lot of us are stuck with very basic knowledge or very little to none investment knowledge. Like I said, you know how to work for it, and you know how to spend it. That's it. We have a lot of people who are, unbanked. When I have these conversations, the only thing I can think to myself is, my God, I have so many people to help. This
Yes.
this subject of money is just that. It's a subject. But what's happened is, in our society, money has become an industry. That's why they don't teach it to you in school. They want you to get,
Facts.
spend all this money, get all these loans, and get a degree so you can go work for it. But they won't teach you about the very thing that keeps most people up at night. They won't teach you how to manage money. I was lucky enough that I was trained by a billionaire, and this man had a 5th grade education, and it took me a long time. Honestly, I was hard headed. It took me a while to start applying, the things that he was teaching me. But once I did, what I've learned is that the to worry about money is the worst thing that you can do. Worrying about
Exactly.
money is
Pause right there for
resistance
2
to
seconds.
wealth.
That's why I always tell people, as an investor, as a trader, you need to learn how to be indifferent to money. Don't
Yeah,
look at it as if that you gotta, again, protect this little bit of whatever you have for whatever value, as if again, that's just the mind of a person that knows, that do not know how to go put their money to work for them, more or less. They feel like they have to go work for it.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
different.
Yep. Yep, it is. And I've written 5 books. I have, traveled. I do speaking engagements. I've been
So,
teaching this
real quick,
subject.
and
Hmm.
because you finna go there to the good part of it. So again, for those you do not know, the beautiful Miss Moore here is a published author, right? So she's not just talking it; she's writing it and walking it,
Yep.
journaling,
Well,
journaling her life, chronologizing her life in a way where, again,
yeah.
her works are going to be set for time to come. And so I'm saying we all have the power to be able to do this.
Yes.
you know, I'm sure her journey in that likeness to get to this point where she's written 5 books, you know, was, I mean, some of you guys can probably write 12 books right now and tell the stuff you didn't probably went through in your life. And it can be inspirational to somebody, you know. Again, so, you know, so here, real quick, so speak about your books, if you could, please, Miss Moore.
Well, I am a novelist, but for the most part, I write self-help books. My favorite book that I wrote is a book called Homemade Money, which I am in the process. It's two editions, and I'm in the process of changing the cover and doing a third edition. Because it's time, you know, money and business change so much. So I'm going to be working on the third edition. You know, I have some other books in the works. One of my favorites that I wrote is called Enjoy, the Magical Process of Raising Your Vibration. And in that book, I teach people how to, you know, go from wherever you are emotionally and mentally to where you need to be in order to create your next success and level up. And so it's a workbook. It's huge. It's a big, you know, big, thick 280-page book, you know, with a lot of exercises, you know, a lot about moving energy around, you know, throughout the body. And, you know, there's some stuff in there about different games that you can play to get your money mentality up. Stuff like, you know, even how to revalue yourself. You know, when you go, if you're a person who has a job, if you're a W-2 wage earner, one of the things that people, you know, tend to say is, well, I'm not a salesperson. And so one of the concepts that I introduced in Enjoy is that you are a salesperson, even if you work a job, because you have to sell your skills back to your employer every single day so that they will invite you back. But you also have to know how to revalue yourself. So, you know, you go and you fill out an application and you sit down and you go for an interview and they make you an offer based on what they feel you're valued at in the job market. That's another market, just like the futures market, the stock market, the foreign exchange. There is a job market, and you have to become like your own asset. And you know, I tell people, do stuff like document, you know, people, you know, they write their resume based on a job description. And that's what it reads like. Your resume should sound like, you know, it should have your voice. It should still be professional, but it should communicate that, listen, when I come to your company and leave my dreams behind, you better be ready to compensate me for that.
You better say that. I go hard on that every single day, sister. And they'll tell you, I'm always telling people, you do not need to be selling yourself short. You get up, go through this regimen every single day, driving, getting up, going through breakfast, spending gas to get that pack of lunches, leaving your family. So in those best times of the day, leaving your family, your loved ones behind to go sit in somebody else under somebody else's dream value, right? And they're going to give you a so-called valuation over your value, over your life, and convince you that you're worth only $20 an hour, $30 an hour, and then you sit around, walk around like that's a badge of honor when you know you're worth way more. They get all your talents, they get all your gifts, they get all your intuitive value, your wit, they get the best of you, and you are separating yourself from your family to go get this little so-called, you know, little tiny little bag that they're going to pay you for, and then they convince you that you're doing the right thing. There's no way you're going to convince me so someone could put even $100 valuation on my life for an hour. I'm worth way more. I'm worth way more. I can make $100 in the stock market in 2 minutes. Now, why would I sit around convincing myself that I'm gonna give this person, you know, an hour worth of my time or $8 of my time, you know, every single day, locking me into this building and separate me from the opportunity where I can be out there networking and building something where I can get a much more bigger bag.
Right. Yeah, it's true. And so, you know, one of the things that I introduced in the book is actually how to go about revaluing yourself. Most people don't know how to do it. You know, and it's everything. It's not just what you put on your resume. It's how you show up. It's how you network on your job. Your job is a networking event. You know, how you present whatever project you're working on. You know, how you dress is everything. It's how you show up, and you communicate how much you value yourself in these different aspects. And once other people agree with your own valuation, they have no choice but to compensate you for it if they want to keep you. And to that, on that same vein, it's really interesting. I wrote the books. I have a couple of MP3s out. Money in the Matrix, where I literally hypnotize people to make money. That was one of the mechanisms that I used in my 20 months to a millionaire program. I literally hypnotize people to make money.
Powerful.
And so, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It takes time. It's not like, what you see on TV, people going around clucking like chickens. It really is it's a cathartic process. And people really do release a lot of just negative ideas about their own value and worthiness and money itself. Parents have a way of communicating how they feel about money without speaking about it. If your child sees you, head in hand, you face palm and you upset, they can feel your energy, and, they ask what's wrong, and you start a conversation about the rent's due and what you don't have and blah, blah, that to a child, that's impactful. You may feel like, oh, this is just how life is, and it may not be a big deal. This too shall pass, and, this is temporary, but that stays with the child into their adulthood. So whatever energy you're giving your children and your loved ones about money, just know that they're going to carry that with them, and they're going to have to do something with that energy at some point. Energy has to create something new. It has to transfer. And so, talking to people about just releasing. I remember, and I write in the book about my very first money experience. The very first time that I came online to money, I was about 6 years old, and I lost a tooth. And my mom put, some money under my pillow, and it was the tooth fairy. And I had no idea what this paper was about, but everybody was super excited about this dollar. And, they were like, oh, what you gonna buy? And I had no idea what they were talking about until I went to the ice cream truck with my brother. My brother, he wanted to, go and get the ice cream with me. And so we go out to the ice cream truck, and I want something that's like 75 cents. And he's trying to convince me to get something for 50 cents so I can buy him something with the other 50 cents. And I remember feeling like, well, man, I thought this was my money. I thought I could, I thought I could pick what I wanted. And I did. The guy who was driving the ice cream truck, he saw that I was kind of upset, and he went ahead and gave me what I wanted, gave me my quarter back, and me and my brother go home. And my brother walks in the door, and before he can close the door behind us good, he's like, I'm gonna tell on you. You spent all that money. And he's really mad because I didn't buy him something. His plan didn't work. I foiled his plan, right? And so, and my mom goes, well, what happened? And he's like, well, I told her she shouldn't buy that because, she gonna get it all over her clothes. That dye is gonna get everywhere. And, and I tried to tell her it was another thing that was 50 cents and she should have got that. And he's going on and on and on. And my mom goes, that's her money. That's her money. She can do whatever she wants to do with her money. And I remember distinctly that conversation making me feel so powerful. My money. And that really, and I remember it was like I made a decision in that moment that I'm going to have a lot of this money, because this stuff really, these people tripping over this one little piece of paper. Oh, I need a lot of this, And I remember making the decision that I was going to have a lot of money. Like in that moment, I couldn't have been any more than 6 or 7 years old. I might have been 5, but I literally was like, oh, okay, this how y'all act about money? Yeah, I'm gonna get me a lot of this. And even that, I started my first business when I was 16. Again, I loved the idea that I could do whatever I want, whenever I wanted, with who I wanted, how I wanted to do it if I had enough money. And most people don't recall their first experience with money, but what I do in the book is I try to jog that memory so people can start to, if it's something you want to change, you need to at least know where your money mentality started so that you can start making that change. If it's something that's really great and it's been working, you learn how to strengthen that. So I do a lot of personal development, a lot of mental, emotional altering, because we really need that. You really got to learn how to control your brain if you're ever going to hope to do the things that you want in life. You have to learn how to control your brain. Otherwise, your brain controls you. And that's not that. We look around and we see people dealing with mental illness, alcoholism, drug abuse, food abuse, sex abuse. It's because their brain is in control of them. And so, what I really wanted to do with this work is make people wealthy on all levels, not just financially. But I think it's really important that, we start putting some investment into controlling our mind and our emotions. And that's the thing that's going to really help you get your arms around, this wealth system, this money system. I've put out a couple of MP3s, like I said, that hypnotize people. Recently, some folks heard about what I've been doing with respect to this financial industry and how I've been moving in that space. And I was just invited today. I just signed a contract to manage a hedge fund. So I'm really proud of that. That's this is the next phase for me. Yeah.
Gotta give you some. Hold up.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
In the back chat, throw one in the back chat for the sister. Let her know you again, sister making moves. Show you that you appreciate the value, and her being able to kind of keep morphing her life into these higher levels. So press one in the back chat to show the sister some love. Press one in the back chat, guys. Show that sister some love. Again, managing the hedge fund. Managing a hedge fund, guys. She's making moves. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about, right? Show the sister some love, guys. Show the sister some love. So, sorry, sister. We had to, hey, we got to give you that just due.
I'm so excited. That is something I never even knew that I wanted to do it. But when the opportunity presented itself, I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'm doing that.
Yes, because you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to once you understand the space enough to understand who you're dealing with, your target audience, and have some value. Not you can do it. That's the same thing I tell people when you come into the space of learning how to invest and trade. Again, give yourself the trust the process. In due time, you're going to get this. There's no way you're not going to get this, unless you just give up, and just say, I don't want to, I don't want to do nothing like that. But there's no way you're not going to learn how to do this and be successful at some level, right? Because you constantly surround yourself with it. And it becomes like a law to you. Again, repetition becomes repertoire, right? And that's what's going to keep us all successful in our own right. Again, hey, we want to definitely get to the point where we see our sisters, Dhanvanti's at, right? Again, but as I always keep saying, define your level of success. What makes you happy, then go get it.
Yep.
Then go get it.
That's the process. That process is 2 steps long, and you just told it to them.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
So
that's again, we understand. Once you understand again, your place in this, on this globe, or in this under this, this humanity paradigm, so to speak, you start to realize, when the light bulb actually goes off, right? You are bigger than what people, again, box you in and convince you that you will only be as good as what they label you to be, so to speak. If that makes sense. You are much more bigger than that, right?
Yep.
And you should, strive and endeavor to be that, bigger than what people kind of convince you that that they want you to be, because they're trying to keep you at their level, so to speak. They don't want to see you growing too fast, right? They don't want to see you making the kind of moves that's going, feel like you're leaving them behind, all that. No. Go hard, guys. Due diligence. Trust the process. Go get your bag. Go get your bag.
Yeah. So super excited about that.
We are.
And it was interesting. I when I got the call, I didn't know that these people were following me on TradingView, on my TradingView account. And, I had no idea. And they've been following me they say for months, and, looking at my profits, as well as, they obviously went and did some other research. You know, the one gentleman said, you know, I've read all of your books and I bought, you know, your MP3s, and, you know, when are you going to write another book? You know, and so when we were having that initial conversation, you know, it felt like a pep rally. And then it kind of wind down, and he said, you know, I don't know of a lot of successful Black hedge funds, and I'm wondering, you know, where this conversation is going to go. And when he told me that he had, you know, a couple $1 billion that he wanted me to manage, I was blown away. But then I quickly came back down to earth, and I thought to myself, well, it's just a few more zeros. I can handle it. And so I'm ready to do that. That's going to be a major step for me in my financial career, in my, you know, this money thing. Money is my ministry, and to help people amass wealth is a spiritual mandate for me. And so I don't want to just help rich people get richer. And that's what managing a hedge fund is about. Like, let's be serious. That's just what it is. But what I also know is that I can take what I learned from this experience and hopefully at a later date start my own hedge fund with people who don't have as much to contribute, but they can still, you know, be a part of that space. I think everybody deserves at least an opportunity to play in those types of spaces. And now that some of the regulation has been relaxed around hedge funds, you don't have to have accreditation anymore. You can actually advertise hedge funds now. Like, it's such a relaxed environment now that, again, we live in the most amazing time when you're talking about trading from your cell phone, you know, learning on this world-class educational system, you know, blockchain and Bitcoin, peer-to-peer transactions, you know, that are you know, you can't track them. They're pseudonymous, so there's no name attached to it. You know, we get to decide what's value for value between you and I. We don't need the interference of a bank. We don't need the Federal Reserve to tell us what's value for value. We get to decide that. And then to have this, you know, this opportunity with this hedge fund. And of course, I'm a visionary. So my thought process immediately was, I can't wait to bring a hedge fund to the masses, you know, maybe a commodities pool or something. I don't know, but I want to bring something to people who otherwise wouldn't be able to play on this playground. You know, I want people to know that, you know, when I don't have to give away my money to help people that are less fortunate, but I will give you my knowledge, and I'll give you my energy, and I'll help you expand yourself, and I will expose you to your own greatness, and I will help you ascend, you know. So and the best thing that I can do to help somebody realize their wealth is just expose them to their own. And so that's what I'm seeking to do. And I want to thank you so much for having me on this call. This has been a lot of fun. So much fun. So much fun.
And you have no idea what it, you know, again, how powerful it is for us, because again, you know, we endeavor again to surround ourselves around people who, you know, are doing the very things that we aspire for, right? And some of us are there in some ways, some of us are getting there, some of us are just starting a journey. It does not matter, as long as you're on the journey, as long as you're on the path, as long as you understand that this is a marathon and not a sprint, right?
Right. Yeah.
And you can get there fast as you want, obviously, but again, allow yourself enough time to you know, to build self first, and then go out there and, you know, network with other people, you know, from where you are at that point, you know. So yes. Again, you know, I enjoy it, and you know, this has been very enlightening to me. Obviously, I'm over here taking notes, like I'm supposed to be doing, like I'm supposed to be doing, and you know, again, just, you know, some of you guys know my little bit of my story, whatever the case too. You know, I come from a marketing background, come from an entrepreneur, you know, lifestyle, so to speak, in a lot of ways, and you know, and you know, I mean, you know, just hearing your story, it's just like, man, I've been in these, you know, spaces, all right, and it's like, okay, now, you know, after the program, you know, it's really time for you to really take this thing to the next level, right? You hit some nice levels in your life, but now it's time to take it to that next level, right? Because there's always another level, right?
Always.
There's always another level. You never firewall, or you never get, you know, hit that ceiling, right?
We're evolvers. We're evolvers. We came to evolve the universe. We didn't come to Earth to work and pay bills and make it safely to the grave. We came to evolve the universe.
Say that. I stressed it every day. You was not put here to be somebody else's, man.
Yep.
Y'all better hear that. I know y'all already know it in a lot of ways too, but again, when you hear that level of affirmation, when you get that level of confirmation, and you realize, you've been kind of, fooling yourself in your own head too much, in your head telling you don't do this and don't think this. No, you need to realize you are here to be the author of your existence, and that you can do anything you want under this system, and a lot of things that's out of controlling you and holding you back in some cases. But there's other ways you can be, get around it. Basically, there's other ways you can go around it. These little firewalls, so to speak, and get what's owed to you. And just hearing the sister story again, it ignites me, man. It ignites me. It charges my battery. It was already full, but now you just exploded my little battery. Now I gotta go hard. Now I gotta go extra hard, for the family. Again, but that's why I say I make this, this environment for just that. Dignity, integrity, purpose, passion, persistence, due diligence, all the great attributes, things people, really want to focus on, what they should be focused on, but they have to fight through a whole lot of ratchetness to kind of get to the good stuff, right? They got to deal with all this outside distraction every single day, and they're constantly trying to align themselves with, individuals like yourself and others that are, on this kind of path and this journey. And it's hard to filter through so much, all the ratchetness, the distraction, the propaganda, and the programming to get to where you need to go. So if this wasn't enough to motivate you guys, especially when it comes to understanding how to, obviously invest, or not only just in the market, but in self too. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, come on, guys, y'all, it's our time. It's been our time, right? It was our time since yesterday, right? So, we got a lot, ahead of us, and I think we're gonna make the best of it. And again, Sister Moore, you just really just, our cup is overflowing right now, because again, you came in and dropped so much knowledge on us in a way where I know it's going to benefit us. So again, I know everybody want to know your information, your contact, what obviously everything that you're offering, so to speak. If you have anything to offer, to the family tonight beyond this, the knowledge just broke down to us. But if there's any direct value things that you want to share with the family, then please the floor is yours. Let us know how they can contact you. Let us, whatever, your book, whatever.
Yeah, so I am super easy to get in contact with. I'm always on Facebook. My page is public. It's Dhanvanti Moore, DHANVANTI. All of my mediums are Rich Black Girl. So richblackgirl.com. Rich Black Girl on Facebook is, I think it's facebook.com/the Rich Black Girl. Everything Rich Black Girl. If you put that into your browser, you can get me. You can get the books.
Box as well, guys. I do have. I have richblackgirl.com in the description box, guys. Some of you guys can copy straight out of there too. And I also have up her Instagram page as well, guys. So if you want to connect with the sister there, I don't want to put all the stuff out there first without getting her permission. But again, I want to let her kind of divulge what she feel like is necessary for you guys if you want to contact the sister. And just kind of if you just just want to follow her journey, regardless. But you have someone here that's tried and is true, and that's serious about changing lives, so to speak, not just minds but lives, right? You want to follow people like this. That's why I say surround yourself around great people, and then let that energy rub off on you. So I'll let you finish, Miss Sister Moore. Sorry.
Well, I'm glad you reminded me about Instagram. So it's Moore, Moore, Dhanvanti on Instagram.
Awesome. So so guys, I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed this build to the umpteenth degree, right? Right. You're probably so fired up right now. You don't know what to do. You don't probably want to go to sleep. You're just ready to go do something productive, right? Right. You ready to go trade tomorrow. You don't know what to do. Like, man, this is what I do. It's late, but I want to do something. Right. Again, that's what this is for. Again, that's why, again, these communal moments, or, some people call it communiversities, because that's what it is. It's, the little people, so to speak, even though we giants, we come together, we build, we network, right? We strategize, we think tank. As y'all always hear me use that, I love using that scenario, think tanking, right? There's not enough people that realize the value of think tanking and understanding what it really means to think tank, not just sit around and just shoot the breeze and talk about all kinds of stuff and have no purpose. You just got to talk about everything. No, have directional conversation that's purpose driven to disseminate a level of knowledge, to have a diatribe, a dialogue, whatever, that's going to give you what you need to go out there and conquer what you need to conquer, right? So that's why these conversations are very important. And again, we're indebted to you, Sister Moore. We're indebted to you. Right? We can give you. We had the offering plate right now. We'll pass around the offering plate because again, you don't get this even at Reverend so and so down the church, down the street church, so to speak. Again, because again, it's about building people. So again, so I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed it in the back chat. So real quick before the sister get out of here, because we didn't keep her late. We know this bill. We set up for 10:30. So if you have any questions for the sister, real quick here. Post your questions in the back chat, or if you need to come on the panel, ask, that's fine too. But if not, ask your question in the back chat, and we'll see if we can get the sister probably answer a couple of questions before she get out of here. We didn't kept her time longer as it is anyway, guys. So we're indebted to her. So if you have questions, post them real quick, guys, and we'll kind of get ready to close out here for the evening, guys. Again, thank you guys for stopping by too. Again, I'm pretty sure you guys got a lot from this evening bill. I've been very, persistent and want to get her on for a reason, and now you see why, right? Now you see why. Again, we're gonna have other awesome people too. We got blockchain people coming on that's gonna speak to you guys. We got people that's dealing strictly crypto as opposed to just the blockchain itself. They're gonna come on and speak. So we're gonna have different people come on, under the different, different asset class values or whatever the case, to kind of give you some understanding why it's important, right? Why it's important again to keep, your foot on the gas pedal, so to speak, right? And keep chasing after what that's necessarily yours, right? As I always say, go get your bag, right? That's all I'm teaching. Right. That's gonna be a T-shirt, right? We got a lot of T-shirt slogans around here. We're always making T-shirt slogans. That's one of our things, Dhanvanti, right? We have this thing we call T-shirt slogan, right? Every time we come up with a powerful slogan or a slang, we're gonna slap that junk on the T-shirt because you need to start owning it. You got to brand yourself with your value. Right?
Yeah. T-shirts are big business. T-shirts are big business. Yes.
Yes. And it's like I said, it's a part of ownership. You brand yourself, you own it, right? You walk around like financial literacy T-shirt on, like y'all know I got my financial literacy shirts. It's a brand, it's a badge of honor. You own that moment when it's stamped on you, right?
That's
so I think that's exciting. So real quick, you guys got questions, ask real quick, and we'll hurry up and close out because we don't keep it too late here. You say, so Brother Gordon Gecko asked, he said, what is the amount gained by your most successful Forex student? So I guess one of your best students, any kind of particular, I guess, is it a monetary value, I'm guessing? I guess that's what he probably asked.
Okay, so I had a young lady, you probably, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see her. She's my business partner, one of my closest friends. She assists me a lot in some of my endeavors. Her name is Mary. We call her Celebrity Mary. And she was having trouble. She was really struggling with learning to trade. She didn't want to create a trading plan. She didn't like, she felt it took too long. It was boring and all of that. And so I sat her down one day and I said, sit right here next to me. And I showed her how to scalp. Took me about 20 minutes to explain it to her. She got really excited. She started scalping. She made over $3,000 in an hour. That same day, I made $658 in about 90 seconds. It was a fun day. Yeah, we had a good time. She was a brand new trader, had no experience, but she got the itch for trading that day. She caught it. So now she will do some intraday trading. She doesn't really hold positions. She doesn't really swing, but she likes the fast pace, she likes to get in, get out. And so just the fact that I was able to help her with her confidence and to help her to not be bored. I think boring is something that our brain tells us when we just don't want to learn something new. We don't want to admit that we're
There's
afraid.
Actually saying for that too. I'm gonna find that definition. I forgot it, but it's actually saying. When you get to that, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I got it.
So I was able to help her I also have, some people who are on my team. One gentleman, his name is Asar, and Asar started trading on my team in December. By February, he had perfected a strategy that we refer to as the double Mac attack. This thing is like literally 99% accurate. He developed that strategy. Then he turned around and created an app for our team. He's not selling it. He's just giving it to the people on our team. And it's a sort of like the harmonic scanner that IML uses, except it's strictly for crypto, and it uses Fibonacci retracements. And so I don't know how much money he's made, but one of the things he's doing is he's having people put $20 into a brokerage account, and he's helping them to grow it, to $3,000. Then they open another account with $20, and they just been doing that over and over and over and over and over to show, just to get people, an appetite. Look, you can make, a few $1,000s in a week or two if you trade this strategy and you do it right. And so I don't know how much money he's made, but in terms of value, life skills, he's been traveling. He'll be here in Atlanta in May. I'm going to drag him all around Atlanta, and we're going to do some events, and we're going to expose this man's greatness. He has some goals and some aspirations that I want to nurture. He's the same age as my son. He's 27. And so, I feel like, I have a very unique opportunity.
Right? Some of you guys back in the back chat probably, like, oh, right. The sister just said she has a son at 27, right? So y'all like, African point, stop with that foolishness, man. This woman can't be no more than 25, 24. You kidding me, bro?
No, my son is 2. I actually have a grandbaby. He's 2. He'll be 2 in June. Yeah. I have a beautiful little grandbaby. So, there a lot of people, are making money under my tutelage. A lot of people are, for the first time, being successful at network marketing. I actually had one young lady, she got a call from our upline who said, you've been in the company for a while, you weren't ranking. Now all of a sudden I see you recruiting and ranking. What changed? Well, she said, I've been working very closely with Dr. D, and she has, she's been teaching me some things. So, and all I'm doing is teaching people how to dominate on social media and, how to really brand themselves, how to market themselves.
The mediums that they own all the time and the things you perusing all the time to monetize. I tell people all the time, learn how to monetize yourself. Don't fall for that old, I guess it's just, no, your time is valuable. It's valuable. If you don't think that it's true, go inside of Macy's and say, I deserve this shirt just because. Right. Also, and see if you can walk out there with that shirt. And then people are like, hey, no, we put in a lot to get this shirt on this rack, and we're going to put this price tag on and sell. So you need to start thinking just like that. If they can do it, you can do it. And if you don't believe that you need, that's worthy of you to think like that, there's something wrong with you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, we winning. My team is known as the Rich Family Network. Rich Family Network is winning. And we have a really great level of loyalty and camaraderie. We're literally, all of us talk to each other every day. We always, edifying one another, bigging each other up, uplifting. We're on each other's social media, liking, reacting, clicking, commenting, because we know that we need that encouragement. Some people may feel like
that today.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm proud that I've created a culture of love and a culture of support. And I think one of the most valuable things,
and integrity, and
one of the most valuable things I think I have helped people to learn to do is how to support someone. Not most people, there are a lot of people who want to be supportive, but they don't know how. And I've created a culture that demonstrates what it looks like to be supportive, but to still have high expectations of people, to make sure that, I'm not going to contribute to your excuses. I'm not going to contribute to your downfall. I'm not going to sympathize with you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay perched on my pedestal, and I'm going to call you up to me. And when you're ready, we'll be able to stand here together. But I'm always going to have those high expectations. But at the same time, I know how to say I love you. I know how to tell you when you're doing a great job. But I also know that I need to have compassion and let you know when you're not giving it 100%. There's something off. Let me help you. And that's the team environment that we enjoy at RFN.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So we can get a couple questions real quick, guys, before we get out of here. I don't want to keep the sister too long because she didn't bless y'all enough. Y'all probably already ready again. I know you're ready to run outside right now. You don't know what to do. You ready to go to work some kind of way, right? You excited? So let's see. To get a couple questions. You say, all right. So Brother Nicio asked, how do I become a student? I need this training. All right. So she gave pretty much some of her information in the back chat, and some in the back in the description box as well. But she also spoke about, again, how to contact her. And guys, you can catch her on Facebook. Again, you can catch her on Instagram. You can, private message her. You can be detailed about what you want, in terms of what you're seeking and so forth on. Again, make it personal to, to that level where you can kind of really build. So she don't, she's not like, I'm this person and you can't contact me. She is approachable and she is very reachable.
The other thing that you can do now, is I have a Facebook group called The Money School. Okay. And this is so juicy, y'all. So in the Money School, I am teaching for free. Now, a lot of people like, well, can you just give it to me all together in writing or in a book? I'm not doing that, but I do a call every Sunday at 8 p.m. And what I'm teaching people is how to amass $8.9 million in 2 years. So what we're doing is we are, and it's serious. Like if you go on the Money School, if you go to facebook.com/The Money School, go ahead and request membership. I will approve you. And you can go and ask anybody that's been in that group, anybody that you see posting, just ask them, is this real? Do you really believe that, you can come in a Facebook group and be taught how to get $8.9 million in 2 years? And I guarantee you, every person that you ask will say absolutely yes, because they have a level of clarity. They can see exactly how we're going to get there based on what we've built thus far. So, don't believe us, just watch.
Facts. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. All right. So real quick question. You say, where can we find your hypnosis MP3s?
So if you go to Amazon.com, they're there, but you can also listen to them for free on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and type in Money in the Matrix, they're on YouTube. And, if you can check them out, and if you want to buy them, you can go and buy them, but you can listen to them for free on YouTube. Listen, I monetized that YouTube channel, so don't feel bad going to listen to them for free, because when you listen, those advertisers pay you.
Hey, there you go. There you go. So again, see, understanding the power of how to use, y'all get it. Same, all the things I'll be talking about a lot every day when I do my little live streams in terms of invest, because I tell people it's much more than just hitting the buy and the sell button, right? Mm-hmm. It's a mentality. It's a culture. It's psychology. It's all those things that's going to really take you to the next level, right? And that's why it separates some people that only, can get a little bit out of the market, as opposed to those that can get more, is because they change their mentality. They open up, how they, look at things. They're not myopic minded. They're not stuck in this thing. It got to be one way and one way only, and that's just life in general. There's more than one way to be successful, So again, this is a home run. This is what you call hitting it out the park, right? When kids got, young folk got them dance, they be like hit it out the park, and y'all know I'm over. I guess I'm over. All right. So another quick question here, and we get you out of here, sister. I don't want to keep you too late. You say, is there a peak time in the Forex market to trade, like the first thing in the morning, or is it does it matter? So I guess the brother Alice will ask, I guess, is it a certain time? Like sometimes, like in the market, when you trade common stock, you say the most opportune time in the market is when when the market opens up. That's when everybody's excited, rush hour in the market, so to speak, for common stocks. But is there a same parameter for the Forex market, or is it just?
Yes. So when it comes to trading the Forex market, I think the London-New York crossover is probably the best time. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people do like to do I get up pretty early. I get up at about 3 in the morning. But I don't actually start trading until probably 5 or 6. The market gets real juicy between 7 a.m. and like 10, about 10 o'clock. It starts to die down. It's kind of over. But I think that, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, that's like the prime time. And that's Eastern times, by the way. You don't want to trade at the very beginning of a session in Forex, because that is when brokers are they doing stop hunting. They're looking to catch the inexperienced traders, like markets. And so, London opens at 3. Don't trade at 3. Okay. You want to wait, a couple of hours. Like I said, I get up at 3, but I get up and I meditate and I work out and I get me some food and I just kind of, get in my zone, play me some music. I don't really get into the market until, 6:30, 7:30, 8. And then I don't trade on Mondays, I don't trade on Fridays, and I don't trade on holidays, but I will trade cryptos on the weekend. So hopefully that answers your question. You can, catch some pips during the Asia session, 11 o'clock at night. That's a good time as well. But I like to trade in the morning. I like to get it out of the way, not get it out of the way because there's no rush, but that's the first thing that I do after I take care of myself, which is my workout and my meditation. Then I go and make my money. And then, the rest of the day, I'm nurturing people. I'm doing calls. I'm doing the things that I love. So yeah, that I think that would be probably the best time, between 5 and about 8, 9 o'clock.
5 and 8.
8
awesome.
Eastern.
And that's powerful too. I mean, you said something there until like that's it. You get up, right? Take care of self first, and then go get your money. As I always tell people, you can't just roll up out of bed and go trade the market. You got to wake up with a plan and a procedure. Get yourself focused and then go execute. Get your studying in, get your due diligence in, get your, whatever you're doing, your chart and whatever the case, right? That's if you want to be successful, you got to put in that work, right? You can't just roll up out of bed and roll up on the job looking halfway ain't shaved, suit looking all janky. They're gonna look like, what happened to you? You got to, so preparation, 100%. All right, so another quick question. What's the name of the Asar app? Does he have a name for the app, or is it just something
He does have a name for
but
the app.
It's not for the public yet, guys. So that's what
No, he's only sharing it with the Rich Family Network. He's only
you got to be a part of the Rich Family Network to be to find that brother. Actually, I had, the privilege of, getting connected to the brother. So again, the goal is just, again, surround yourself around with the people that you want to build with. So get connected with the Rich Family Network value so you can get in there and meet that brother. And that's what's going to be powerful for you. Right. So another quick question. All right. For good tool. Is the MetaTrader 4 a good tool to use for Forex? Brother Nicholas asked that question.
Sure. MetaTrader 4 is the standard. Most of the brokerage firms have their own proprietary trading platform, but MT4 is just as good as any other. I use MT4. I also use TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. So yeah, MT4 is fine. I actually think that they're on MT5 now. They may not be supporting MT4. So if you haven't migrated yet, they may be forcing people to migrate pretty soon.
All right, awesome. So I hope that has helped you out there, Brother Nicholas. So over Chris asked, how much money did you start with? I guess when you first started, Forex, I guess he's asking.
So first of all, it took me a year to place my first trade. I was very scared. I was very scared. I knew it. I had a lot of head knowledge, but I didn't have heart knowledge. It wasn't in my spirit. I wasn't a trader. I knew about it. I could talk you under the table about it, but I didn't have the right financial gut. So it took me a year to place my first trade. I went to a meetup group, a Forex meetup group here in Atlanta. And, all of these guys were making money, and, it was just this really fun brotherhood. And I was just like, man, I really want to be a part of this. And it just got to the point where being around these people and, you know, hanging out with them, and I was trading in a demo account and they were all making all this money. And I just had a bad case of FOMO. Like I was so afraid that I was missing out on money. And so I had to talk myself off of that ledge because I ended up losing a bunch of money. You know, greed and speed, you know, it's a killer. So I lost some money, and then I dialed it back, and I went back to my studies, and I started looking at, you know, risk to reward ratios, and, you know, trading strategies and candlestick actions, and, you know, all this kind of. And I developed an appetite. And it was kind of slow going at first. And what I was doing at the time that I was learning, I started a habit of budgeting. So I would take 40% of my income, almost half of my income, 40%. If somebody gave me $1, 40 cents of that money was going into what I call my investment account. And once I had, you know, a few $1,000s in that account, you know, I had kind of grown my knowledge and my risk tolerance and my financial gut. I was feeling really strong. I was feeling really good about the fact that I had saved up all this money, and I was able to start an account with $1,500. At that point, that just seemed like a lot to me, you know, because I had never risked that kind of money before. But I started my account with $1,500, and in 4 months, I turned it to $90,000. But it was a serious journey. It was a serious journey. It was me learning that I had a hard time even following my own rules. And when I understood that the most important person to keep your promises to is yourself, because that's what's going to give you the confidence. The reason why people aren't confident, the reason why people feel like everything is such a risk is because they can't trust themselves to keep their promises to themselves. And so they don't know how they're going to react in any given situation because they can't control their brain. They can't control their thoughts, and they can't control their emotions. And so what happens is when you start thinking about the future and having regrets from the past, and you start kicking up all of that anxiety, and you can't control it and say, you know what, that already happened and I can't do nothing about it, and tomorrow hasn't come yet, so I don't need to worry about that. I need to stay present. I need to start trading. I need to get in this market, and I need to be a student. And when I got that emotionally, you know, the money just started. I found 2 or 3 strategies. I traded 4 currency pairs. I traded the majors only because they had these really tight spreads, you know, those were the currency pairs that most people knew about. It was easy for me to get information on those currency pairs, how they move and what to expect in the market. I wasn't really interested in the exotics. I was not interested in the crosses. I wanted the majors because to me, I needed to not pay my broker a bunch of money. I already done that. You know, so I was looking for very little risk. I was looking for a lot of reward, and I was looking to streamline. So I had 2 strategies that I was trading. I had 4 currency pairs. I only traded 3 days a week. I followed every single rule of mine to the letter. And like I said, in 90 days, I had turned $1,500 into, 4 months. So what is that, 120 days? I don't know how many days it is, but in 4 months, I had $90,000, and I started with 1,500. And, you know, it was one of the most powerful wake up calls that I had, because then I had to admit to myself that I had not been following my own rules. That was my problem with trading. I would have a strategy or a plan, and then I wouldn't stick to it. I was responding to the market instead of letting the money come to me.
100% right. That right there was a thesis put into a paperback, need to be going on the shelf like tomorrow. It need to be just in that little manuscript. Probably that's a bestseller, because I guarantee you, every trader, no matter what asset class you trade, you go through those same parameters, and you realize at the end of the day, again, psychology and due diligence. Psychology, due diligence. If you can't marry those two, you would not get to the books. And that's important for every trader and investor to understand that. So, I mean, y'all getting some nods tonight, guys. Y'all better go, you know, take a tooth out, put it on the pillow, and hope it like a tooth fairy come bless you. Get excited. So a couple more questions we'll close out. All right, so just make sure I ain't missing anybody important question. I don't want to overlook no one because I know y'all was really waiting on this moment. So happy to have the sister here. Hopefully she'll come back and grace us, again with her presence. We definitely would love to have her back at some point again so it's powerful. So the Money School has you. Okay, you say the Money School has YouTube videos.
I do live videos in the Money School, and I do them on Sunday. Now, here's the trick. I do them on Sundays at 8 o'clock, but I don't leave the video. I delete it. The information is information that, they don't want it out, but, I want it out. And so I have to do it in a way that doesn't put anybody at risk. Right. And so, I deliver it. I'm very open and honest about the information. I leave it up for about 24 hours and then I delete it.
You delete it, right? And that's good too, because again, speaking about intellectual property too as well, right? Because again, that's also something that's, we need to start thinking about turn, because people will take your intellectual property and go, they go get them a bag with, monetize it and put their name on ours, which we know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So important, very important. All right. So, again, brother, he asked, how to join. Yeah, she got the information on how to join the Rich Family Network, guys. So, again, maybe we can get, she'll explain it again, but it's very easy. And this is the Facebook one, right? Or the value, or this is the.
Well, what I can do,
you can share your screen too if you have to. If you need to.
I can send you my link, and you can post it. People who want to join. So I'll grab that real quick and post that. But yeah, it's there's a couple of different groups that you can be a part of, and I will send you these different links. Hold on, here is the. Let me get back to our little chat that we had going before.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so there's one.
Okay.
And let me go and grab the Money School real quick.
I'm about to post in the back chat for you guys as well too, so you will have it. And I also make sure I post it in our Facebook, investment training group as well, so you guys will also have access to it. And we'll make sure you guys get everything you need. So there's a link, guys, in the back chat as well for one of the group values there. All right, and I'll get the other one here shortly, guys. All right. Make sure. Okay. Yep. All right, and here's the one for the Facebook group. Okay, and flag this. I'm about to do it a different way. I got you. Let me see, because I know YouTube be tripping on some of the stuff. Even as your own page, there will. Let me put it in another way. I know how to do it. Let's see. Because it's the. Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to see if I. Okay, I'll do it this way here, guys, and some of them they're I know YouTube be tripping on some certain different links you can post. Some things they'll let you post, but most things they be tripping on too. So I'm gonna share the screen in the same likeness for the ones that's giving me trouble with posting them. I'll just share the screen, and then you can kind of look at the URL and all that kind of stuff yourself. And, and then you can go search it, right? Because I know Facebook will allow you to be able to search most of the stuff and not have a ton of trouble getting to it. All right, so this is the Money School, right? This one here is the Facebook Money School Facebook link here, right? The Money School 8.9 million, excuse me, 8.9 million in 2 years or less. So you guys should be able to see that one as well. Then I'll post the other ones too here shortly as well. And so I'll leave that one up for now. Let me see if I can get this link here to go through on YouTube here for you guys as well. All right, so Let me see if this one's working. Okay, let me see how to post it. All right, there's another one here. Let's see if it goes through. Okay, yeah, Facebook. I'm just giving YouTube on that craziness. So, all right. So what I'll do is most of you guys are also, you either follow me in certain Discord rooms. So I go post in all the Discord rooms. I know most of you guys, some of you guys came from. I also make sure I add it to the Twitter, and I'll also make sure I put it in the Facebook, investment group that we have too. So you guys will get the information, and you guys always have personal contact information for me. So I'll send it through another mail or medium to make sure you get all the information that's obviously YouTube is not allowing me to kind of post. All right, they on that. Don't be dropping that knowledge. Don't be using my platform to wait nobody up. All right, so we'll make sure you guys get that knowledge and those links as well. All right, so all the Facebook ones there is blocking me, but I know it should let this YouTube one go through. All right, so I'm finna post a YouTube one as well, guys, so you can get, use her YouTube link too. And make sure you subscribe to the sister channel. Right, make sure you go subscribe to it like right now. Like if y'all seen the commercial, like go like right now or push this button like right now. Go subscribe to the sister channel like right now. Right? Why wouldn't you? Right? As I always say, why wouldn't you? Right? It's just powerful. All right. So again, so I think that's about all the major questions. I guess the brother asked one more last question. Any brokers you recommend? I guess for Forex, he said any particular broker. IML, man, come on, guys.
Well, IML is not a broker.
Well,
So here's the thing. Yeah, IML will allow you to use whatever broker you want, but there are some variables. So like Traders Way, tradersway.com is a broker that I use, and Traders Way is $10 to start your account. You can deposit from a debit card, but here's the thing: when you make profits, they will only deposit back to your debit card the equivalent of what you deposited in the first place. So if you deposited $10 and you made $10,000, when you want to take that $10,000, you can only get 10 of that $10,000. The rest has to come to you in the wire. So you want to keep that in mind. The other thing about Traders Way is that they match. So if you put in $5,000, they will match you $5,000. The other thing I like about Traders Way is that they have they allow you a good amount of leverage. If you're a newer trader, you want to stay around 1 to 200 on your leverage. I like 1 to 1,000. I don't recommend that to anybody else, but if you like a lot of leverage, Traders Way will work for you. LMFX is another broker who will match your deposit. Now, Traders Way won't let you withdraw the money that they match. LMFX will let you withdraw once you use that money to make money. You get to keep your profits and your deposit match. That's LMFX. I think it's $100 to start your account. You can deposit with a debit card or a credit card. JAFX is pretty cool. A lot of people like them because you can trade the cryptos with LMFX. But if you want to trade cryptos with Traders Way, you can. You just have to open a separate crypto account. FX Choice, I think, is the most stable broker. They are, again, offshore. I think it's $200 to, no, maybe it's $100 to open an account with FX Choice. The only thing about FX Choice is that they only take your initial deposit with a wire. So it really doesn't make sense to use them unless you're depositing $500, $600 or more, because you're going to have wire fees somewhere between $25 and in some cases $75. So you don't want to spend, $75 in wire fees to wire $100. If you do wire $500 or more into your FX Choice account, FX Choice will refund your wire fee. What else? That's about it. I would recommend, one of those depending on, what's important to you as an investor and where you're going with your trading, kind of the results that you want. I just saw a 3,000 pip stop hunt with JAFX. So I'm not really recommending them, but they're there. I haven't seen a bunch of stop hunting and market manipulation with Traders Way. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I just haven't seen it. I don't see that very much with FX Choice either. So, just do your due diligence and make sure that you're making moves according to your own risk tolerance and your own financial gut, and you'll be fine.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Again, it sounds like, you know, we've been rolling together for years, because you just hit on some of the same things I always talk about daily. As I said, there's so many ways. As I say, you know, find your own niche, but steal from everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't you? Right? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? You got a smartphone that's a university in your palm of your hand, so there's no need for you to claim that you can't get your answer answered.
Right.
Again, what are you using? You know, how are you? You know, as simple as that. So again, you know, this has been, you know, so much than I can even imagine for you guys, and I'm sure you guys all benefited from it greatly. And we got to let the sister go, right? She got things to do. She's gonna be sitting around here hanging out with y'all kind of night. So I hope y'all got you know, a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information from this. And I hope this kind of, you know, invigorated you guys. I hope it did more, you know, for you than you could possibly even imagine, in terms of understanding that there are people out here that are making the moves that you know that you are, you know, destined to make, if you're not already making them. And then from there, you can feel confident enough to know that, okay, I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm making the right moves. I don't need to kind of sit here and second guess myself going forward. Let's go, right? As I always say, y'all know I always putting that in my little message on you. Let's go, guys. Let's go, fam. Let's go, right? It's like, you know, let's go. You know, and the more you keep, you know, I keep prompting you guys for that reason, that light bulb go. Let's go. All right, it's time to go today, right? So I just want to leave that with the family as well. So again, thank you guys for stopping by and coming by. Share the show, archive this, lock this in, go rewind this like a gazillion times, study it, right? So now you got something that you kind of build with. Again, so next week we're going to see if we can have one of the blockchain guys come on, and I'll let you know about it too as well, Sister Dhanvanti. So just in case you might want to, you know, peep in and listen. Another guy, he's like a blockchain nerd. He's a guru understanding blockchain technology. So might be some good knowledge we all kind of build from it, you know, accept and learn. So. All right. So with that being said, guys, we're going to get out of here again. Uncle Josh Neb, as I always say, life, prosperity, and health, right? And also power and profit, which one of my, you know, favorite monikers, right? Because we all are searching for power and we all searching for profit, right? And they're both interchangeable in that regard. So I hope you guys, you know, took a lot from this. So you guys should have all the contact information. If you didn't get some of the stuff, I'll make sure you get it in the Discord rooms, all the ones you guys come from the Discord rooms, and also in the Facebook message group. So don't worry. Right, you will get all the contact information you need and then some. So we'll let you close out, Miss Beautiful Dhanvanti, and we appreciate you as always. And it's been an honor and been a privilege. So we'll let you close out. Any words of wisdom, anything you want to share with the family, we'll let you have the floor.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You know, I know, you know, people always say, oh, thank you for coming. You're so busy. But this is what I do full time is, you know, I nurture people. And I want to, you know, expose them to economic healing, financial dignity, and capital inclusion. And I want to thank your audience for allowing me to live my purpose through you all. If I don't have you, then I don't have a way to exercise my spiritual mandate. Like I said, this is my ministry. This is what I'm put here to do. And so without you, I can't really perform and do what I know Spirit wants me to do. And you know, that being said, I wish you more money than your heart's, hands, and bank accounts can hold. Good night.
I love it. That's powerful. All right, guys. So that's it. So again, you guys already know what's going on in terms of investment introduction to investment workshop. I will get more information over to you guys for all the special guests that came by. Thank you guys for stopping by as always. Go subscribe again to her channel, follow her, like her, Twitter, all that, I mean, everything, excuse me, Instagram, all that. And I will kind of, you know, we'll make sure we have on again at some point in the near future. So thank you guys all. And again, we appreciate you as well, Mr. Dhanvanti. We can't, you know, express that enough to you. So thank you so much, sister.
Thank you. Thank
all
you.
right, guys. So we're going to end this, and we'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening and wake up tomorrow invigorated and on fire to go get your bag. As I always say, go get your bag. All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Good night.